Who said you have to pay a lot to get a smartphone? This is the Xiaomi 4X, probably the best cheap phone out there. Let's take a look. If you aren't familiar with this brand yet, then you should, because they're offering some amazing smartphones at crazy prices. 4 weeks ago I reviewed the Xiaomi A1, which in my opinion is still the best budget phone for now. Today we're looking at what in my opinion again is the best cheap phone out there. If you're looking to buy a first smartphone to someone, or you just don't have a bigger budget, or you just want a good phone with internet capabilities and good battery life, then this is an amazing option for you. Quick disclaimer, I made a review of this device using Nova Launcher on the phone because I just didn't like the MIUI launcher, and I think there are many people who run from Xiaomi just because they don't like the launcher. Hey, it's Android, you can change it, so yeah, I just thought you should know. Going straight to the phone, we have a beautiful design with an amazing build quality for the price. You get a metal unibody design which feels just good in the hand. You can tell it's not the most expensive metal, but it's way better than plastic. You even have little touches like the 2.5D curvature on the display, and the sides are slightly curved as well, so that gives you a great feel in the hand. This is something you really can't show through the video, but the feel in the hand is just perfect. You have all the buttons on the right side of the phone which are very well placed. You have that hybrid dual SIM/microSD card slot on the left, which I really appreciate. You have an IR blaster on the top that I just love, and finally you have the speaker on the bottom and the micro USB port right next to it. No USB-C here, but considering the price, come on. Then on the back we have the camera, an LED flash and the fingerprint sensor in the perfect position in my opinion, and yeah, no garbage. Finishing up the design, on the front we have the front-facing camera, 3 not illuminated capacitive buttons, and obviously the display, which in this case is a 5 inches IPS LCD display with resolution of 720 by 1280 and a pixel density of 294 ppi. Before throwing rocks at this phone, hear me out. This is a 5-inch display, so the resolution makes total sense, and besides that, it's a very good panel. You get good colors and more than enough sharpness for this size. Brightness isn't its strong point, but it gets the job done. You just don't need more than this at this size. It's perfectly functional and good for media consumption as well. I really have nothing to complain about it when you consider the price too. Beneath the display lies a Snapdragon 435 octa-core processor clocked at 1.4 GHz, accompanied by the Adreno 505, and in this case 2 GB of RAM and 16 GB of internal storage, although higher capacities of RAM and storage are available as well, and don't forget you can expand the storage via microSD. Getting the other specs out of the way and going back to the camera, we have a single 13 megapixel camera with an f2.0 aperture that delivers decent photos. It won't blow you away, but again, you simply wouldn't expect that from a phone this cheap. It gets the job done, but you probably won't frame any photo coming from this camera. In good lighting does a decent job, but as soon as you lose light, you lost it. Video recording is okay for a quick memory or something, recording 1080p video at 30 fps. You don't get slow motion or any fancy features, but this phone wasn't made around the camera. With the front-facing one, we have pretty much the same story. A 5 megapixel camera with an aperture of f2.2 that does a decent job, no surprises here. Again, you won't get this phone for the cameras. Moving on to the software that runs on all this hardware, we have MIUI 8.5 based on Android 6.0.1, which is the thing I hate the most about this phone. First of all, it's old software, more precisely 2 generations old software, although this thing should update soon to at least Nougat with the 9th version of MIUI. Second of all, and this is a personal opinion, it's ugly. It's just an iOS wannabe in my opinion, and I don't like it. The apps are nicely designed, but the interface and the home screen are just terrible. I just installed Nova Launcher and all my problems were gone. I love it now. Performance-wise, it's awesome. Again, this phone is not for gamers or extreme multitaskers, but it gets the normal tasks done in a smooth and elegant way for a crazy price. Yes, you do have slightly longer loading times in more power-hungry apps or games, but in day-to-day use, it's a pleasure to use. I say it again, this is a smartphone for someone who wants a smartphone with the essential functions of a phone working, and in addition having internet capabilities like instant messaging, social media, casual browsing, media consumption, and so on and so so on. All that while having a good battery life. For all of those, this phone is more than enough considering the price. And speaking of the battery life, I'll let you do the math. Pair a 4100 mAh battery with a very efficient processor and a 720p 5-inch display. I was getting at least 2 days of battery out of this thing. It's just amazing not having to charge the phone every day and not to worry about the battery midday. It doesn't have quick charge, but I don't think you would mind having a great battery life. I think it's amazing to have such a great battery in a phone that doesn't look like a nuclear device. So this was my opinion with the Xiaomi Redmi 4X. This phone is the definition of a smartphone. It's primarily a phone with some smart capabilities. Some smartphones these days could be called computers because they're as powerful as them. This is not the case. This is a smartphone, and if that's what you're looking for, I think this is the best choice for your money. How much is it? Well, you can get the Xiaomi Redmi 4X for 110 euros here in Spain. And I pretty much think you can get it for that price anywhere else. 110 euros. Think about that, it's a tenth of the price of the new iPhone. Now obviously there's no comparison between both of them, but just think about that and think about what you really need in a smartphone. If you need a smartphone, then this is a great choice for you. Anyways guys, I hope you liked this video and found it useful, and if you did, please give a like on this video and consider subscribing to this channel so that you won't miss any new video. What do you think of this phone or of this brand? What's the best cheap phone in your opinion? Comment down below or hit me up on social media and I'll get back to you. But thank you for watching guys, and I'll see you next week. Take care.